Hey guys, it's Danny. Today we're gonna talk about mini Phalaenopsis. I went ahead and made a little haul. I cannot resist the mini Phalaenopsis because they're tiny and they don't take a lot of space on the shelf. They look beautiful. I don't need to really go out of my way to care for them in any way, particularly with the new setup that I have for them. What strikes me with these ones is that I think they're new hybrids on the market. I have never seen some of these. Needless to say, they do not have IDs. Some of them look like something else, yes, but I highly doubt they are. I think we can all recognize this one, but we'll take each one of them, talk about them. We haven't done a mini Phalaenopsis video in a long while. I do actually have quite a few other mini Phals, and they have done so great in the past year that really there's nothing holding me back from having more mini Phalaenopsis. One thing I don't like about them is their first appearance when I purchased them. To me, the whole staking up situation is just not appealing. It is very economical and pretty safe for the plant. You know, it comes in that plastic sleeve. Commercial nurseries usually grow these orchids with their leaves upright like this, and it makes sense on transport and all of that, but personally, I like their flower spikes to be pendant, and I'll show you some images on the screen. It's one of my J-Ho's Pink Girl that I still have. That is the type of display that I prefer from these orchids. They don't have very long flower spikes, they don't produce a heck of a ton of flowers, so they're not very heavy. They're not in danger of actually falling over if they have pendant spikes. The spikes are just so thin and light that again there's no danger of them just breaking. So this display, not my thing. I'm looking forward to next year's. So with that said, let's get them one by one, show them to you a little bit closer and talk a little bit about them. Okay, let's start with the yellow one. This one was the orchid you guys noticed the most when I shared the picture on the community page. She is a lovely yellow goldeny color and has beautiful red veining. They are actually purple, these veins, but like the case is with many Phalaenopsis, when you put purple on a yellow background, you get this peachy reddish color, which is really cute. But you can see, if you take a closer look, these veins are actually purple. Oh, and you can see here a little background color missing. This is not as intense yellow as it should be, and the veins appear purple. So that's how you obtain this reddish color on Phalaenopsis orchids. I have yet to encounter a true red complex hybrid Phalaenopsis. Yes, you can get very close, but it's the combination between the purple and the yellow, and in many cases the yellow just fades away, and as the flower ages it gets more and more purple. So I've seen very close to true red on the market, but not true red. Nothing like the Nelly Eiler, just so you have a reference point of what I mean. Last time I talked about red Phalaenopsis, there were many of you saying, oh, but I did see red mini Phals. It's not the red that I meant. I do actually have a red Phalaenopsis, but she is a novelty hybrid. It's a totally different beast. But returning to our subject here, all of these orchids are no IDs, and I didn't really find anything yet, because I do believe they are pretty new hybrids. I've never seen them on the market. This one looks a little bit like the gold staff that I have, which is not a mini Phalaenopsis, a little bit like the Phalaenopsis kaleidoscope, I think it's called, but a miniaturized version of it. And I don't think it has been stunted or anything. It's not like the Singolo, because the flowers are tiny as well. So these orchids were all potted in moss, and they appear to do pretty great. I, however, will pot them up in LECA and self-watering, and that should be very close humidity-wise. They should not suffer any shock or anything. I do believe they will continue to have their flowers, at least the ones that have a good root system. Another thing about this one, there's no fragrance. I did not detect anything with any of them, surprisingly enough, but with these guys, I'm more interested in the display than the fragrance. Can you believe that? They're just so pretty, you cannot really say no to them. Alrighty, next up, this is an interesting one. You know me, I don't usually go for pink or purple Phalaenopsis especially, but this one is interesting. The flower shape, first and foremost, let me get you in closer. I love this flower shape. I've had something similar in the past. I'm totally forgetting the name now. It's a vague memory at this point, but I love this kind of square shape. Yes, it's not a square, but in comparison to the other one, the flower just looks different. I also really like the bigger lip. Do you see what's happening on the sides here? It's absolutely fantastic shape-wise. Color-wise, you know what? I'm okay with this lavender purple. It kind of goes with my hoodie, kinda. In the viewfinder, it appears to be almost white, but it's a lavender pink. I am okay with this color. I don't like the deeper purples actually. But with this one, I'm totally fine, and I really like this contrast between the sides of the lip and the actual plant. I meant to say the petals, I don't know why I said plant. As an orchid, she's not very tiny, as you can see, but that's okay. We all know how big Phalaenopsis can get, so I'm okay with this. And the leaves have a very interesting color and definitely that purple tinge to them. Anthocyanin can be present a lot more on orchids which have purple flowers. It is not a general rule, but this one, she has the flower spike purple as well. The flowers and the buds, everything is purple, so the tinge on the petals, I don't suspect it means too much light or cold stress or anything of the sorts. I just think it's a display of anthocyanin because this orchid is just prone to it. Again, no fragrance that I can detect so far. So yeah, me and purple orchids, not the hugest friends, but this one, I really like this one. Next up, the orchid that looks the worst. I have to say they're all in pretty good shape except this one, but I had to buy her because I just thought she was interesting, not flower-wise. Let's just look at the flowers first. They're really pretty, just look at that. But I feel like I've seen this one around. She does look like the Sogogotris. I don't think she is because the background is a lot paler than the Sogogotris. Also, the splashes of pink or purple here, they're different. Anyway, I think I've seen this one around, but I just love how tiny these blooms are. She's the one with the tiniest blooms right here. And I purchased her because of this, but also, let's just take a look at the plant itself. What do we notice? There are two plants in here. Yeah, I thought they were two orchids, but I do believe now that it's a keiki and a mother plant, which is okay because we can talk about it, we can make informational videos about it. So that was a great €8 investment. The problem is we don't have too many roots. That's okay, do see one root here, but we will take a look when we repot her. I might make a separate video with her because she's a stressed orchid. But there we have it. There was another one for sale which was even more common in my opinion than this one. It had white instead of this yellow, and I hope the camera can catch the proper color. This is a greeny yellow background. Even when it fades away, it's not white. I know the white variety, it's not that one. So that's why I got it. I just found it interesting and with the potential to make informative videos. Next up, an orchid that I think I did see around, but not in this miniature version. It's again a pale pink lavender color, but with a beautiful orange, peachy, sunset colored lip. Oh, just look at that lip. I purchased it only for the lip. I'm not a fan of this color. Yet again, it matches my hoodie. But this lip in contrast, it's beautiful. I have a thing with purple and something, the contrast between the colors. For example, yellow and purple that we have on the Miltonia Sunset. I adore that. Just purple on its own though, not my thing. However, this lip is everything. The orchid herself, again, looks very good. We don't have any mottling of the leaves or anything, and we do have quite a lot of good roots. You can actually see a difference here. You can see how clean this moss is with this orchid and how full of algae the other one was. Not sure if the algae played any role, but yeah, you can clearly see that this one is in much better shape than the previous one that I showed you. Again, no fragrance on any of these that I detected, but that's okay. Whenever I see these pale pink Phalaenopsis, I think about the Schilleriana. So I hope for a fragrance, but I did not detect anything yet. Speaking about fragrance, here we have something that looks very much like the J-Ho's Pink Girl that I have. Two variations. It's one of those minis that I really like, and the footage that I showed you at the beginning with the nice display, that was the Pink Girl, and it's just beautiful. So if I have two of them, why did I purchase another one? Well, because it's not a J-Ho's Pink Girl. Look at the foliage. This is not a Schilleriana type foliage, and don't mind, I'm losing my voice, I need more coffee. I am back with a better voice and also with the J-Host Pink Girl, one of them. You can see the difference in foliage. This one has a lot darker and even a little bit mottled leaves. Of course, this is recovering. It should have bigger leaves than this, but it's okay. I just wanted to show you the pattern, whereas this one is just perfectly green. I do see a little bit of anthocyanin, which is very normal with Schillerianas. My proper Schilleriana has a lot of anthocyanin as well. So I have no doubt she is a Schilleriana hybrid somehow, somewhere, but it's not this one. It's not the J-Host Pink Girl. I'm curious about the roots. Oh yeah, I think we have different roots as well. I see a root tip here and it does not look very red. So it is actually different. Flower-wise, it is pretty similar, but not identical. And these flowers are just very beautiful, very dainty. Again, I'm a sucker for little white dainty flowers. That's why I purchased her, and also because she might be yet another Schilleriana type hybrid that I absolutely love. I cannot get enough. Also, I love the shape of the blooms. Do you see this? She's not round, she's not square shaped, she has this shape of her own. Also the lip protrudes a little bit. Anyway, I really liked it. And I almost didn't buy it because I thought, oh, it's just the Pink Girl. We'll see how it behaves in comparison to the other one. We'll see how she blooms. Next year, these displays, I always consider them to be mediocre, not necessarily because they're staked, but also they tend to be the first blooms of these orchids. They sell them the first time they bloom. They don't keep them around in the greenhouses just to eat up more resources, right? When they bloom, they go to the stores, and if you properly take care of them, you can have better displays. Not only because of the care and nutrients and all of the things you will provide, but also because of the age. The older the orchid is, the better it will bloom. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to next year with these guys. I don't know if I mentioned, but that one does not have any fragrance. I will put her in direct sunshine, of course filtered, and we'll see. Usually that's when Schillerianas smell the best. The last mini orchid is this beauty here. She looks very similar to something that I bought last year, but it's not the same. I actually realized she was similar to my older one when I got home. Again, it's a beautiful purple color displayed on a yellow background. So everything has this reddish tint to it, but it's not a true red. I just really love the blooms and the lip. Take a look at that lip. I love the shape of it. It's not your typical shape. And I don't know if you noticed, but there are a few variations with orchids in general, with Phalaenopsis. Some of them have these side formations on the lip, and I'm sure somebody will point out my lack of scientific vocabulary at this point, but it's okay. So you can see the sides of the lips on some orchids tend to be bigger, while on others smaller. And this is something Schillerianas usually have, while this it's more equestriacy, if I'm not mistaken. So I do believe that this is a closer to equestrius hybrid. I think all of them have equestrias because that's what gives them the size, but of course some of them might have more influence. Again, no fragrance. I was not expecting it to have. The orchid herself does not look like the one that I purchased last year. That one has a sort of a sheen, a really nice pattern on the leaves, which you will see this year when she blooms. This one doesn't, but again, even if they are similar, I don't care. I love the display of mini Phalaenopsis, and when you have all of them in bloom at the same time, which with Phalaenopsis you kind of have, it's just going to be absolutely fantastic. Now, I was considering repotting these orchids today, but I will not. I'll just leave it as that, as a whole, a very light-hearted video, because we're gonna make a lot of repottings this week. I've already filmed them. I know what is ahead, so let's break the trend a little bit. Tomorrow, we're gonna have either the Masdevallia, either the slotted pots. If you have a preference, let me know in the comments down below. Today, though, I will not repot these mini Phalaenopsis. I'll do it another time, and I'll show you the setup that I will go for them. As you might have noticed with the other one, I do enjoy the taller pots. It doesn't mean that I put them in tall pots, it just means that the mask is tall, because as I was saying, I like the pendant display these orchids can produce, and being that they don't have a lot of flowers, I will not have spikes that just flow to the ground. No, nothing of the sort. So taller pots or taller masks are really more to my liking, and they help the display that I try to achieve with my orchids. My other mini Phalaenopsis, which you might have seen in my other videos, they're all potted in the lechuza pot. I'm not gonna spend money on the lechuza. I have a lot of them. Well, I have 6 pots, and if I were to purchase another 6, you know what, I can DIY it. Lechuza tends to be rather expensive, and yes, you have the gauge and everything. If those pots would have the gauge that these guys have, this is the new generation lechuza pot, I would definitely go for them because it actually helps a little bit, this one. However though, I decided to use these pots with the gauge with something that actually needs a gauge. With the Phal, you don't really need it. You look, it has water, it's okay. But yeah, that's why I will not go for the lechuza pot, although I like it. It's just a little costly for what it is, and it doesn't have a gauge, so I can DIY it. So that will be for a different video. If you're excited for another repotting, let me know down below. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any ideas, again, feel welcome to leave me a comment down below. And you know the drill, like or dislike this video below. Subscribe to my channel for regular orchid videos, tutorials, Q&As, and other fun orchid subjects. And if you like YouTube to notify you whenever I upload a new video, just turn on all notifications for my channel. If you're curious about my setup, what the heck this is, and so on, just expand the description. I have everything that I use on a regular basis down in the description. And with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!